So, my friends, I want to start with this really important thing. Social media is such a thing where we learn how to communicate with each other. So it doesn't matter really what kind of platform you use to connect with other people, with your clients online. And that's really so important to actually build the real-time connections. And hi, Andrea, and
Hey
I'm still
there!
continuing our story, how we have met. And it was really
Awesome.
amazing because for many years, I was on Instagram for quite a long time. I had several different profiles, etc. And I met Andrea because she messaged me and we had nice chit chat. We had wonderful talks. And after that, I just invited her for this interview. So therefore, it's all about connection. It's all about how you present yourself, how you talk to people, how you communicate with people. But the most important part is also a lot about small technical details which are making your life easier, which helping you to feel comfortable on any platform, social media platform, and basically brand your brilliance effortlessly. And I also know that Andrea, apart that her Instagram wisdom, she also giving a lot of inputs on marketing, on how to build your program, etc. And that she will tell you by herself. So welcome, Andrea. Please share something about
Uh,
you. I'm so glad to see you here. I know that many people ask me to invite an Instagram expert because this is like terra incognita for people who are here on Facebook. And I believe you noticed already that people answered your questions and they say that, yeah, we are on Facebook, but we want Instagram. So
yeah.
please seduce them with that new next step. Would they need to be on Instagram next year? Let us know.
Well, first I want to introduce myself and thank you, Eve, for this opportunity. I'm really happy that we connected, as you said, on the DMs. So I just came here to say, how do you use Instagram to find clients, because that's what we need at the end as a business owners, right? As a new entrepreneur, because I know how difficult it is, and I know there's a lot of information out there. So I just want to clarify with you guys a lot of things that as a marketing expert, and I have been working as a marketing specialist for a while now. I was doing that before in corporate. So, but I want to introduce myself a little bit first. So, I studied international business management and marketing management as well. So, and I've been in the industry for a couple 2 years, and I started my business this year. And it's all about helping new business owners that want to start and create a profitable niche offer so they can use Instagram to build that audience so they can start selling their magnificent offer, right? So it's all about, for me, it's all about building that small audience, because sometimes we get caught up in many things that, people from the internet tell us to do, and sometimes it's really hard to see what is the best path for people as a new entrepreneur, because it is hard, that there's a lot of things to do and then you're doing it alone. So definitely that's something that I want to clarify to all my clients and the people that also like in this community, so we can start using Instagram as a way of getting clients and making money instead of just creating content all the time without seeing any penny.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you because, I told you that I had different Instagram account and basically that brought a lot of income in that passive income, basically from the photography stock photography selling. But that's a
Mm-hmm.
different story than coaching, because once I opened my coaching Instagram account, it was like crickets. I did create a lot of wonderful content, put nice pictures, and then basically I automated everything, so it's like automatically spread across different social media, because Instagram
Mm-hmm.
is also a difficult platform to maintain, and therefore it scares many people. Not now, because I think they actually make some steps to make it easier, and they introduce the Facebook Creator Studio, so you can actually post from your computer finally. So,
I know.
a lot of new things are happening. But I think that what you say that initially, and that what I also say, that it's all about connecting and building this tribe basically around your
Yeah.
profile and get customers on your site rather than just doing what I'm doing, creating the content. That's cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
that's true.
absolutely interested. Tell us more about this.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to start first creating some main points around like three actions that you need to stop doing on Instagram that are hurting your business. And because at the end of the day, we are on Instagram or in any social media to get to know some more clients and
Yeah.
to just connect with people and see how we can help, right? So the first thing is creating content that is not related to your offer. So
Yeah.
this is really important because I know a lot of people who start businesses and sometimes we get in this thinking that okay, I'm gonna start my Facebook or my YouTube channel or my Instagram per se, and I'm just gonna start creating content around my industry or around let's say my topic in general. Let's say if you are a video coach, then you probably start making videos about or creating posts about video only, right? So, but what I invite my students and people is to start creating content and value according to your offer so you can tie your offer in a call to action at the end. So if you start creating content, let's say in your offer, let's say it's a course that teaches you how to lose weight, let's say in, I don't know, 20 days, lose weight in 20 days with a green diet, right? That's basically what you do. And but then you start talking only about losing weight or talking about the fitness industry or talking about motivation, to exercise and stuff like that. So it is going to be very vague for people to understand what you do. So if you tie all the content, all the pieces of content that you do with an offer, and then you start talking about your offer often, it will be better. And it's going to take time for your small audience to understand what you do, because not only in one post they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's what Eve does, right? That's it, I know exactly what her business is about. It's not like that, because consumers and clients are going to be like consuming content all the time, so they are not going to remember every post they see or every person they see on Instagram. So the important part here is that they know exactly when you are creating content that you can tie it with your offer. So let's say if what I like to do, I have a one-on-one coaching program, and it's like a 6-week program. So in the same weeks, I do like different topics. So what I like to do is tie those same topics that I'm talking on my program, tie them with the content that I do on my free content, on social media, on Instagram. Let's say on my mini trainings, on the videos that I do, with my posts. Let's say I poll people about my content, and I just try to introduce them to the things that they should be doing, like the what, with
Hmm.
the post that I'm creating that is for free, right? So they can see, it's gonna be like a path that you're gonna create for people. So okay, this is what you have to start doing, and this is like the content that you have to do, and then if you want to continue doing something like that, you can join my program, or you can join my course, or you can join whatever your offer is. So I think it's
Hmm.
a way easier easier way to sell, and to also introduce your offer without being salesy and without just being really vague, because let's be honest, there's a lot of content out there, and
Yeah.
people are not going to read it all the time.
Now I have super specific question because I know people here, coaches, and they hear this idea all the time. And it's like, coin, two sides of the coin. Some people are really scared to be sleazy, so therefore they do not offer anything, or they offer it in such a mild way that nobody even knows, as you say, what they do. So they are like generic and they trying to not be salesy. It's like, so bad. And they don't sell anything. And there are other people who actually sell too much and they like really salesy. So, and it's like two sides of the coin. Now, what I will ask you is a very specific question. I do understand the system which you just shared, like you offer the valuable content. Now, the question is of two parts. So first, where exactly do you send people in the end of this post? So your call to action is to your sales page or to another freebie. So do you offer the free content? Now, is this freebie? Because obviously you talk about small audience, which means that we are not talking about the profiles which have over 10K followers, where we can actually introduce a lot of cool features like, click here and go there. So where
Yeah,
exactly do you put this kind of link? Because you know that Instagram doesn't have clickable links. So
awesome.
how do you do this?
Well, first thing, you asked me what type of call to action I add to
Yeah.
my post. So, first, to be honest, I was trying first with different things to see what clicked the most. Um, what I would do, and I think it is better not to send people right away to something because I am gonna be the one that is gonna drive them to a better, let's say, to my funnel better. And in my case, my funnel, let's say my sales generator, it is discovery calls for you could be an application form or something different, right? But usually for coaches are discovery calls. So what I do on my post is you can leave a comment and I can like you have to go and talk to them on the DMs because let's be honest, they're like we cannot ask for so many things with our clients or potential clients because we're lazy. Like we don't want to do work, we don't want to go fill up an application form, we don't want to, like do more things that we need to do. But what I like to do is take that pressure or work from the people, right? So the less things that they have to do, the better. So one thing I will do is, okay, comment and I will contact you. Or the other thing is on your Instagram stories, you can start talking about, as I said before, let's say you're start talking about your offer, and at the end you're like, okay, you can do a poll or something. Is that something that interested you? Do you want to change? Do you want to have this transformation or not? And whoever voted for yes, I'll go and contact them. You can actually do that on your Instagram stories. Like there is like the little sign where you can go and talk to them right away. So I think it is a better way for them because it's when it's easier for them, and then you just have to contact them, and it's not being salesy because you can tell them, oh, because you voted yes, I'm contacting you, so you can start a conversation right there, and they're not going to be like, oh yeah, like why are you talking to me about your offer, like you're being salesy. No, like they already voted yes. So it is an easier way, more direct way to do it. With the links, one thing I like to use Linktree. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's an application where that you can have a link, and then within that app you can create different links. Let's say like multiple links that you can direct people to it. That's what I do when I have more things to share. I like to do the freebies when not like in my post, like, oh, I have this freebie, but I like to do it when I'm talking to people on one-on-one conversations. If I feel that they need my freebie and they were gonna be, able to take some results out of it, I'll send them the link tree, and I'll say, you know, here's my freebie, go check it out, and let me know what you thought, or I'll talk to you later to see what you thought or what you have changed. So that is another opportunity for you to talk to that same person, because you're not gonna make the sale in one conversation, right? So you have to build and you have to create that connection with people. So I think that's like the best way to do without being salesy. And in post, it's like there is no need to put any link because no one's gonna copy and paste it and put it in their in their Google. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's a huge question for many people because like, okay, we don't have clickable links. How do we give this call to action in general? Because like, many people also scared to do the DMs because as we discussed before, and I experienced that as well, like many unknown people, they connecting with me and they're like, hi, I think it's automated something. They say, hi, thank you so much for follow, etc. Here is my link, here is this, here is that, follow up. I'm so happy to be you you are in my community or whatsoever. And this is like really a slap to me because I just follow somebody and somebody like, okay, here is my link. Like,
no.
no, I don't want it. And many people have this experience. And now many people do that because when you follow, they get this exchange of their automated messages and then they unfollow you also. Because like, these old tactics and all these crazy things. So DMs in certain way get this kind of negative aura because many people experience similar things. Now I'm very grateful for people who just say hi to me, to be honest.
Exactly.
Human.
And I'm really happy that you pointed out no one, like, just listen to these people. No one wants to, read a link and the first hi, like you didn't need that. Like that's the way to be selfie. That's the way to be not good, like social media is supposed to be social. And this is like a good example. If I like if I weren't talking to Eve in the first place, I would never be able to be invited to her group and share some things that I believe can help everyone, right? So yeah, no links in the first hey, in the first anything. Just please, just talk to people. Don't automate any other messages, because right now people are really smart and they know when it is automated and when it's not. And if you really want to start a conversation with a potential client, because this is first thing, you're not going to talk to everyone, every single person on Instagram. You're going to talk to the people that you think that can benefit the most from your offer. So if you are talking to a potential client with a copy and paste message, like, it shouldn't be that way, because if you want that person to trust you, you're not gonna send some like random message, right? You have to be invested in and see like the best way to approach that person.
Now another very practical question, because first of all, it's a big problem for many people who are introverts to just connect with people without like any previous agenda at all. And they're like, okay, I will send something to stranger. No, 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 no. My mom never called to people, just on phone. And it's like, she needs some service and she's like, go and call them. I say, Mom, you can do it. And she's like, I will not call them. I don't know them. So it's the very same attitude. And therefore, I would like to know more about how do you choose this right people? How do you feel that they are right people? What indicators, except the intuition, actually telling you that this is the person who is making sense for you? And you're a marketing coach, and I can tell you here are many business marketing coaches in this group and around me. So like, I mean, you can use your own example or my example, but
Awesome.
exactly how you choose this right people.
Awesome. So let's say if you are a marketing or a business coach, which is like anyone can be a business coach. And first thing, you have to be really, really, sure on what you're selling and who you're selling to, because this is the best, or like the first filter that you are gonna start doing to get to know people more. So the first thing is like know exactly who's your ideal client, how can you help them, remind like this transformation of yours, and see if they need it. So the other thing that you can do is go to people that are in your in your industry, like to say they are coaches or something related to your industry, let's say business industry, and then see how you can help, in the journey. So usually business owners or any like consumer has a journey, right? So let's say if I am a business owner right now that I already started my business, I am already using Instagram to get some clients. Let's say my next step will be creating something new, creating a new offer, or let's say creating a new course. So probably I am looking to people who offers to teach how to create a course, right? So this is the activity that you have to do with the same clients. What are your clients doing previously to when they meet you, right? So let's say if you are a coach that teaches video, right? So probably they are looking on YouTube the people that teaches them how to start a YouTube channel, or how to start being confident on video or something like that, right? Or even how to start a business, because if you want to start a business right now online, they are going to be needing video,
Yeah.
after all, right? Because this is still like the fastest way to make connections with people, and that they get to see you and get to know you. So definitely that's the exercise that you have to do. What are my ideal clients doing before they met me in, and then start looking people for that that introduces that service to them. So let's say a great example that I have in my case is that a lot of people that wants to start a business, they like to do some content creation first, or they are social media managers first, or something like that related to marketing. So I don't know if you know, but I follow the content planner. So the content planner, it is a tool that you can use to create content, right? So the content planner has a massive follow, and they're people that are interested in creating content. So what I do is I start talking and making conversations, and start like relating and making relationships and building relationships with those people, because I know if they're creating content, they want either have a business, or two, they want to start a business and they're doing social media manager, something similar to that, right? So that's the exercise I do, and that's the important part here, just to know your um, customer journey, so you can really hit the nail with it, and go to the right people right away, right?
Mhm.
The the other part is now more about like intuition, I would say, and just checking their Instagram profile and see if they you can see when you start looking at an Instagram profile, do they need, let's say, do they need my help with branding, do they need my help with messaging better, do they need my help with video, because I see they don't have any Instagram story or highlights, or they don't have any video on their feed or something like that, right? Something like that. Just go look, scroll, see their content as well. Let's say if you are a social media manager, or if you are someone helping to create content, you can go see their feed, how their copywriting style, all this kind of stuff, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's basically doing the work. It's sometimes it's a bit tedious, but that's the way you meet clients. I mean, we are so lucky right now that we can just scroll through someone and talk to them. Because I was actually thinking yesterday this, like, I spend my day talking to people, and looking at this, look who can benefit this from this the most. And I'm doing it from my phone in my house. I can eat whenever I want. I don't need to go, walk, downtown and visit, like local shops and stuff like that. No, I can do it on my phone. So I think that's pretty easy way to do it, and the most accurate, I would say, if you want to start doing that.
It probably will surprise you, but the thing is that I've been in this business for quite a while, and I heard this suggestion from many, many coaches, and they say that like you really need to message people, you really need to talk to people. But for new business, it's really terra incognita. They have no clue how to do it. And that's exactly the thing, that what you just shared with us is actually a gold, because you basically talking about the specific process. Because just say to
Exactly.
people, hey, talk to people. And like, and what next? Because that's exactly the thing which many coaches, I think, teach in their programs or something like that. Or maybe they just think it's so simple that they don't really need to go so deep in details. But trust me, for many people, it's a really stressful process, because it may not be stressful. It can be even easy, like just you say, I'm just on my phone anytime I walk, I just talk, and that's so cool. But for many people, they have no clue what to do. And that's when the stress starts. Not because they
Yeah.
don't know how to message. The stress starts because they don't know exactly, step by step what they have to do. And I absolutely agree with you that, like, you really need to just talk to people. That's fine. But even for me, like, to find the right people initially, it was
Mm-hmm.
difficult because I attracted a lot of people who wanted to talk with me for free, and
Yeah.
for free
Yeah.
forever.
And yeah, and
So
that's the
tell me,
thing.
how do you differentiate this part? Because many people talk about filtering people, like, they inviting people who are their potential buyers versus just people with who you spend 2 hours of talking and no result. Do you have any filtering systems?
So the first thing with that is that it's just like trying and seeing what works best for you at the beginning. I know it can be hard sometimes, but business, if you want business, you have to do the work. And the first and important part here is to see how is the reaction of the person at the beginning, because sometimes you're gonna get people that they're not gonna even text you back, or
Yeah.
they're gonna see the text and they're not gonna see it. Well, just don't waste time with those type of people, because they are not, if they're not even polite enough to say hello back, they're not going to buy your program or your coaching sessions or something like that, right? The
What do you
second part,
unfollow them instantly, or you don't, if they are
no,
your
i
followers?
i usually to be honest, I usually don't follow first because of that. I try to make conversations with them, because following is like, it's not good for your account. And second, it doesn't really matter how many followers you have. It does not really matter. So if you are connecting with people on the DMs, they're gonna see your profile anyways, and when they see it, they're gonna make the judgment on, is this account important for me? Is this relevant for me or not? So the important
Mhm.
part is just connecting with them. And as I said before, you are gonna need to talk more than once with that person. And the first part is just seeing their reaction. The second is seeing how they respond to your questions, because it is not only about, hey, how you doing, and introducing yourself. It can be that, let's say, put it in a box, because this is not the way we communicate with people, right? Like, and you have to find a way to, so for them to see your personality and see if they want to start communicating with you or not. And the other thing is that it's important, how are they answering to your questions? Are they like being really just like uninterested or not? Or they actually think that you're available? And yeah, just making sure that if they are ready for your program or whatever service you have, because then you need to start talking and asking some questions around that topic to see if it's like, oh, are they a good fit or not. So the conversation, it's not only to like build relationships at the beginning, but the second part is to find out if they're actually a good fit or not, because the filter can be off sometimes. So the important part is that you make sure in a conversation that they know, and that you know that they're a good fit for your offer. And the second part, if they are ready and they know that they need that transformation.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. this is quite human. I would say. This is what many people missing in social media, because there's so many automation factors, people selling so many like specific method and tricks how to make it like as robotic as it possible, including chatbots, and it doesn't work as such.
You know, we are sometimes lacking so much of that emotion, that if we find someone on the internet that is, willing to give their time to talk to you, to see if they can help you out with an offer that they have, just with like free time talking, I think they're gonna appreciate it. And that's the important part right here, being human and being social, because that's why it is called social media. It's not only about showing up your picture, like your photos, and like it's not about that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Specifically for coaching business, because in coaching, the communication and connection is so crucial.
So crucial. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now I will ask you like the questions which people have, because well, I think we covered the first big question which all of us had, basically like how you make clients on Instagram, you talk to people. It's like, make it short.
Exactly, exactly,
But
exactly. I mean, there is no need to start creating content right away. That's what I teach my students. Go, first create your offer, create something that is profitable, that people need, that your niche is going to crave. Second, create a plan for your Instagram so it looks nice and neat and that it's going to be helping other people. And third, start doing direct outreach, because, and if don't know how to do it, you can just DIY it, or second, you can just find someone that helps you do that, because this is the fastest way to create money on Instagram, not creating videos or creating posts all the time, because there is a lot of content out there and it is still for free. So
yeah, and that's exactly true. Like many people do not realize how much they not really need to focus on the content, and like rather they have to focus on connection. Yet, I have questions from the audience, so I have to ask you this
awesome.
question,
Yeah, let's do some
because I think
Q&A.
we answered the most important question right now, and still most of the people, when they are talking about platforms and when people say, okay, what would you like to know about Instagram, they
Yeah.
have questions which are perhaps relevant for you, because you say, guys, it's not even content. Connect with people. Hashtags. Forget about that. Yet,
I mean, it is
the
it is
second question was
important.
about hashtags.
Yeah.
So, how to choose right hashtags?
How to use the right hashtags? Well, when I started, I did kind of like a way to do it, and I learned how to do it in let's say not like doing like hashtag boss babe or hashtag entrepreneur. Like, done, the first rule is like, do not use hashtags that are like massively used, because people are not going to see your post anyways, so you are wasting a space in a hashtag that you can be using for something really niched. And that's like the whole game with the whole social media. It's not being vague, is being specific. And just hashtags for us right now is more about the reach, and like how many people are you reaching, and see if they follow, and then you can start connecting with them, right? It is not about like, oh, because I have these hashtags and they're great, I'm gonna get my clients right away. I don't think it works like that. I can be wrong, but that's my idea. But yeah, so the important part in the hashtags, in that you can like mix them. You have 30 hashtags to use on Instagram. You can use them on the comments, or you can use them on the posts. I have done both. If you do on your comments, you cannot like auto publish it. You have to do it yourself. And with the hashtags itself, I usually divided into 3 categories that I like to use, and that is like less than 500K publications from that same hashtag, right? So what I do is mix, let's say, those up to, you know, like 500K publications, and I do from, I don't know, 50K until 100K publications. You can find hashtags like that, and you can find really niche hashtags. Let's say there are less than 20K publications per hashtag. So then you're gonna have a really good mix of the type of people that you're gonna find, and
Where do you
be sure
look for them?
for the hashtags.
Yes.
So the hashtags, you can I'm just gonna show you my phone over here. Actually, I think that's gonna be easier for people to see. You know, when you go to any of your posts before, and then go check the hashtags that you have. It doesn't really have. So over here, you are gonna go to any hashtag. You can go in the search bar, and then you're gonna see how many hashtags it has. So for example, this one has 27K hashtags, publications, sorry, and then you're gonna see over here that you have related hashtags. So you can go and see that they are actually in the same niche, because people look for something related to these posts. And then you can find hashtags that way. And then as well, over here when it says follow, it has like a little arrow, and then you can see even more hashtags over here, right? And then they show you exactly how many publications they have each. And that is a way to do it. The second way to do it as well that I like is like seeing what other people in my niche are using without copying, just to see what type of big or small publications they're doing. So like what type of big hashtags or small hashtags they're doing. So let's say if I don't know, people in other coaches are using something that are like 50K, I would probably like to do something similar, because that's like the way you can probably reach people. Because the most important part right here is not to do very vague and big hashtags, but, you know, like simple hashtags, like hashtag business or online business, something like that. Because what type of, like, just think, what type of people are you gonna get from that? But every time that you write hashtag, remember what type of ideal client is my ideal client. Let's say if we are females in I serve service providers, right? So I'll probably do some hashtags like service, like something related to service providers or to female service providers, something like that, right? Because that's the people that you want to attract. But if you are not looking for males, or if you're not looking for, let's say, I don't know, fitness, health, or something like that, just don't go that way, right?
So you mean if, for example, I serve female coaches, so I should use hashtag which is female coaches? It is huge.
The thing is that you have to go and try and see the number of publications. That's the best way to do it. It's not about like
create it right now.
Yeah, it is not about like coming up with your 30 hashtags from your mind, because that's not gonna work. It is the best way to do it is go to Instagram and see the number of publications.
But should I mention then
hashtags.
Video in it? Should I mention video? Like, I mean, always there are two sides of this. Like, okay, there are hashtags about my services, but technically they will showcase people within my industry, as far as I understand. And there are hashtags which indicate my clientele, which don't know video, right? But I think that they are potentially will look for the expert within that expert hashtags, or it doesn't work this way?
Well, it works two ways. I personally, let's say, just think about what you do on Instagram. I usually don't go and look for hashtags or for people other than location wise. Let's say like if I'm looking for a restaurant, or if I'm looking for a hotel or something in a specific, I would do that. but not for service providers. In my case, that's like personal. But what I would say is, as you said, try to mix the type of hashtags that you do, let's say regarding your service, regarding the industry that they are, and trying to be as niche as possible. It's not about, like, let's say if your industry is business, it's not, or marketing, you're not gonna write like, oh, like online marketing, because then you're gonna get a lot of fluff. But it's something related to video, or related to video branding, or related to female video branding, or something related to that. I think it's gonna be better for you than just writing down online business, right? Because there is a ton of different online businesses right there. So as much niche that you are with your hashtags, it is way better. But yeah, just go to the search bar and try to find the best that you can. And also you can see the related posts. If there's just a bunch of like memes or something that is related to like bro marketing, like you wouldn't want that. You want hashtags that are related to people that you can get to know. So the best that you can see in the related hashtags, there are like actual real people showing up their faces with pictures. It will be way better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the most popular question, how many posts we need to post per day or per week, etc., including stories?
Including stories. Okay. I, in my personal experience, before you had to post at least once a day, but that's
Hi.
not,
We just
that's
have
not,
now one of the biggest expert in interviews. Just she said hello to us. She's like has one of the biggest
hey,
show. So just saying.
awesome.
Come on.
Yeah, so I would say Instagram stories, try to be there and show up your face and show up every day in there if you can. Sometimes people like to do something else that's not related to work on the weekends, but you can still show to say, what are you eating? People want to know what you do, besides your business as well, because you're a person and that's why you're trying to show that you are a real person, right? So stories I will do every day, because people start remembering you, and then you're gonna start showing up at the beginning, because with the Instagram stories, it is more about who you engage the most, and it is chronologically posted. So there is no algorithm that is gonna ruin your engagement. So that's good.
Yeah.
For posts, I would say, I have done some experiments. I will like for people to do the experiments with their account as well. Before I started doing, for like at the beginning, I was posting every day and it was okay. And then I started posting 3 times a day. My engagement went up. I I checked, and now I post twice a day on my feed. Sometimes I add a 1/3 that is like an IGTV, but I feel that I see that my engagement is better because I'm not posting a lot, so I'm not being too like pushy to my audience, so they when they see my post, they actually want to read it and comment. So it all depends on your audience. So you can go study that. You can see the engagement and everything in there. But I would suggest 3 times a day, 3 times a week should be fine. Should be like normal. You can do 2. You can just show up on Instagram stories. As long as you're connecting with people, it doesn't really matter right now.
Uh-huh. So basically focus on stories and connect with people. This is like the biggest
Yeah,
outcome from all the
yeah,
things.
yeah, exactly. And like giving value on the stories is not about showing up, like showing your latte or showing your dinner. It is showing some knowledge that they can remember. So like, oh, it's like she does mini trainings and the stories, or
Yeah.
she does mini
I will,
trainings and everything.
Erin asking you one really important question because I also missed this part. She
Mm-hmm.
says, so it's 2 times per day or and plus one IG story or 2 times a week. Because you said like, I
Oh
posted two
no,
times a day.
no. So I post 2 times a week on my feed. two times a week. So I do like right now I'm doing
And
like
story every day.
Wednesday, Friday, and story every day.
And she say more of connection. Erin, we were talking at the beginning a lot about how Andrea recommend to actually send DM to people and connect with them in person. That's why we say that connection is way more important than huge amount of content that can be potentially posted. So that's why we talk about connection. So, well, what else? Crazy questions. Because again, all the questions, rest of the questions after the connection part is all very technical, right? So like, okay, we can put like booking button or whatever, but it won't work if we don't connect with people. And we
Exactly.
actually come to questions. Erin asked, what is the difference again? IG is super confusing for me. Oh, that is so awesome. So the difference, Erin, can you specify the difference between what and what? Between connection and the post? Oh, what is the difference between posts versus stories, basically, feed and stories?
Okay, so stories are the ones that are usually in a vertical form that you see on the top with like the little circles. Those are stories, and I have my phone over here so I can show you exactly where you get them.
Perfect.
So let's say here is the picture that you have and the people that you follow, right? So you can just go on the camera over here, and then you can start creating, like some videos, you know, you can start talking, blah, blah, blah. And that's gonna show only for 24 hours. So it is more relaxed content, something that you can do, you know, you don't have to put together yourself and do some like crazy videos or crazy setup for it. It's just more about having fun and showing your personality right there and showing your knowledge that you're an expert. Feeds are the ones that you post. There are in this part over here. Let me show you the posts over here. So those ones, all those are posts. So basically those ones are the ones that you see the comments and you can, you know, like write a caption that is very long, right? So that's more kind of like a mini blog post, I would say.
And I also think that the difference is also, as you said, that the stories are shown in the timeline whenever they post it, and then they're visible for 24 hours. But the post, the feed, is basically not shown to everyone, and it's also shown to, I think, closest friends or something. How does that work?
It shows to the people that engage the most with your account. So let's say if someone starts following you, they and they start liking your pictures or commenting your pictures, your posts are gonna appear on their feed more often than someone that hasn't had any activity with your account, even though they follow you.
So how we can re-engage this part? Because I know I have so many followers and they're like old and we didn't connect much. So I also messaged them long time ago and I got zero feedback because I know these people no longer know me. So the question is how we can back the engagement, or can we back the engagement to our Instagram
With other people,
account
with like the same followers that you have.
with the existent followers?
Okay, so with existing followers, first I will check are those people in your niche? Are those people interested um, on your offers? If not, I'll just like forget them. Like that, it doesn't matter. Like if they're just like family and friends, like you don't have to do any work. If you feel that are people that are interested on your account as well, what I would do is like go to these people's account, engage with them in the stories, because then you're gonna create a DM thread right there. So if you engage with them in their stories, not only commenting but on their stories, you can start conversations with them right away. So that's like the most important part. Sorry. So yeah, so I would say like just talk to them if you really need, you know.
So basically, the how you describe this again in engagement in the stories. I don't understand how that can potentially happen, but for many of our viewers, it will be something new. So just tell us a little bit more the technical details, how you can engage with people in the story.
So just go to their account, see what they're doing. Let's say if they're showing, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't even have to be like regarding
I mean, you
your
can like
business,
it, you can
regarding a
comment. So
way
you mean
you
comment?
can comment. You can, let's say, I'll show you over here.
Mm-hmm.
You can, like if there's a post like that, you can just swipe up and then you can have like
Mm-hmm.
reactions over there. So you can just
Okay.
post emojis and then you can text them right here. It doesn't have to be hard, and it
Right.
doesn't have to be regarding your let's say your offer right away. You can just,
Yeah, of course.
oh, I love that post, or like, oh, I really resonate with what you were saying in this story, or oh, I saw this place, it looks so pretty, where is it? Just starting random conversations, and then you can just move forward with something else if they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
So
that's the.
this is a good tactic, I think, that what you just described, because we don't realize that basically stories, even on Facebook, it's the way to connect with people when people can connect with you via Messenger, because it's a part of the Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed the same method on Facebook basically works as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just for all you guys who are not on Instagram, I'm only on Facebook. This is because this is a part of conversation which we had before the interview. This method worked the same. So this is all absolutely perfect. Now I want to ask one last question, and we will move forward when you will introduce your freebie, so be ready. So the IGTV. IGTV is the new addition to the Instagram. And
Yes.
I know that you can post the links in the description of the IGTV. And to me, as for video experts, it's really interesting. Is that valuable at all? If it is, how to use it to actually get that more connection with people?
Instagram TV.
Yeah.
So what I use it for, and what I think it is more important, is that you don't have to create something really produced to be on IGTV. Let's say as the same level as YouTube, right? That you have to edit
Mhm.
it and everything, right? So what I like to do is, instead of doing my mini trainings, let's say, on my stories all the time, I will do on Instagram TV. So people, when they go to my account, they can see that I'm giving value not only on my captions, but I'm only giving value on video. And it's not only on my highlights, right? Because you have to go like all the way to see all my highlights about like tips or something like that, right? So the first part is using as well is Instagram stories as a way to promote it, right? And just do some little teasers that you can use, because if you have that swipe up link, it's gonna be way easier. But if you can do some teasers about the video, like the best part of the video, you can do like a 15-minute teaser
Mhm.
of it, or you can just tease people with a text like, oh, like I had a video where it's like why I started my business. So when I did why I started my business, I did a teaser like, oh, I was lying to myself, or like this is what I did because blah blah blah, or something that is provoking, so people go and see it. and
Mhm.
and then, yeah, that's basically it. Just kind of like a little trailer for a little movie, I would say.
Yeah. Do you think that using videos through IGTV and using video in the feed has any difference? I mean, I
um
know
uh,
that IGTV is longer. That's all that I
yeah,
know.
yeah, I would say that it is a little bit better in terms of like it is easier to make an IGTV and then post it and create like a little like a way nicer way to do it without a lot of
Mhm.
tech. But if you're gonna do usually videos for feed that are only 1 minute, are usually something related to either a promotion or something that you want to talk that is very, very little. Because if you want to explain or train someone about a specific topic, for sure you're gonna spend more than a minute. So I wouldn't recommend that for just like the mini trainings. I see usually people using videos on the feed post for either teasers or promoting something real specific, like a conference, a course, or something like that.
Okay, so before you will introduce your freebie, ladies, I know that there were several people who wanted to ask questions. If you have any questions, please comment below, because we answered majority of the questions which we received through different sources, including direct comments. So if you have any questions, please ask, and we will answer just right now. And meanwhile, while you're thinking about asking questions, Andrea will introduce us to her wonderful free gift, which you can just receive. The link is in the description. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so the free guide that I just did, it is about 5 steps that you can use today to change your bio so it looks way professional, and second, it attracts clients right away. So when you start making those conversations, people go see your bio and they're gonna be like, oh wow, I think this person can help me. Like I was actually, needing someone like that. So it is about better communication, better aesthetics, and how to use your highlights as well to promote your services and all the things that people want to know about you. And the most important part is that this is like your website. Your bio is like your website, so use it properly, and that's the way you're gonna learn that way. And if you want, you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is Andrea Feris. I can just put it on the comments later, and it's in the description. Because I have many tips there, and I also have Instagram TV videos that you can see on specific topics relating business coaching, and also related to my offers that are basically how to create a business, an online business, from idea how to take it to a online business that you can use Instagram as a vehicle to build your small audience. So yeah, so go to the description, and there's a link over there for the link for the freebie, and there's also the link for my Instagrams. That's where I hang out, and that's where you can ask more questions if you want, or if you have, and if you're watching the replay, go say hi, because I would love to chat with you and see how can I help, because my mission right here is to help people to not be in that content creation wheel all the time, and start making, creating some leads and creating a small audience on Instagram.
Yeah, and that's exactly. If you are on replay, and we will have so many replay viewers, because I'm going to publish it in several other places as replay. So yes, please feel free to ask questions, tag both of us, or Andrea or me, if you want to know how to brand your brilliance, if you want to know everything about Instagram, that her brilliance is me. So these two things, tag us, ask questions. And we have one last question. For today, Leila asked us, you specifically, is it smart to use Instagram to generate leads to come to Facebook, or should we keep and nurture them in Instagram? Okay, so what I understand, should you actually take your Instagram people to Facebook, or should you actually work with them on Instagram only?
Well, I feel that Instagram has all the tools to get your client from hello to getting to pay, right? So if you want to move your followers or that conversation to somewhere else, let's say to a discovery call, or to move it to your website, let's say, oh, like here's the link for my application form, you can do that. But the most important part is to see where are you going to nurture your clients best. So let's say if you have a Facebook group, go ahead and invite them to join your Facebook group, because you're going to give a lot of value there, a little bit, I guess, a little bit more related to your offer, more than on Instagram or on your Facebook page. But the best part is to see what is the next step for your client. So if the next step from your business funnel, it is to join your Facebook group, go ahead and do that. But what I personally do is I keep that conversation on Instagram and I invite them to a discovery call because that's my sales generator. So it will be easier for them to start talking to me. So in my case, as I am a service provider and I am a coach, what I like is to start conversations with people one-on-one on video so I can introduce and see how I can help them. But if your end goal is, like to promote your course or to promote something else that you still don't have ready yet, I'll probably nurture them either on an email list or on a Facebook group, which is better and easier than an email list. Yeah, so it all depends on what you want to accomplish. But if you are a service provider and a coach, you can send them to an application form or to a discovery call with you.
So basically everything should serve your final purpose, actually, the selling purpose.
Exactly. Yeah, it is not about like moving your clients or your followers from one platform to another, but to move them to the next level of so they can get closer to your offer.
Yeah. So, okay, I want to say thank you to all the people who visited us today and feature them, because there were plenty of people and it's amazing. You actually give so much of value. So I will just say their name. Thank you, Leila. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Geraldine. Thank you, Erin, for questions and visiting. And it's really amazing that she visited us. She's like super expert in interviews. And thank you, Anastasia. Thank you so much, Beata. And she say hi to us. So thank you so much, ladies, for all your questions here and outside of this interview. It was really helpful because I think that Andrea gave us so much today, because even I found so many small tips, nuggets, and ideas which I can implement just right now. And all of you know that if you will implement these fantastic ideas, you will get results. It's as easy as this. If you will just listen and take it as a theory, nothing will work.
Yeah.
But that's not
Just
her
take
fault.
action, girls.
That's yours.
Take action.
Yeah, take action. That will definitely work. And I will post this interview as a replay in my page as well. So you will be able to get back here and rewatch it and check for more tips, because I know that when you will watch it second or maybe third time, you will find even more, because Andrea told us and taught us so much. So thank you. It was amazing. So I'm
Awesome.
sure
Thank
that
you
people
for the
will ask more
opportunity.
questions. Yeah.
And yeah,
So I hope to see you
go
next
follow
time.
and go ask me even more questions,
Yeah, I hope to see you next time, because it was a wonderful interview.
Of course.
Perhaps we will do more.
Of course, will do.
Okay. So
Okay.
until the next time, bye bye.
Bye bye.